Mic on here. I know the mic is on its way to you.
I took it off.
Direct.
I had it.
Iwan ko muna ito. Iwan ko muna sandali.
Sir Nestor. Ano doon po? Sa likod ni Vince. Yes.
Nakapidray na.
Oo. Lahat ng...
Hi, Tito Nestor.
Yayo.
Good evening. I'd like to know, well, first of all, I'd like to say something that to congratulate the first episode. It's a very stressful, filled first episode. Shugo.
Thank you po. Maraming salamat.
Cool achieve.
Why did you or the team produce this series at this point in time?
First of all, maraming salamat po ulit sa pagdala niyo.
Your father is my friend.
Yes, sir. I'll mention to him po. Bakit namin introduce yung series? Because sa simula pa lang po nung we were conceptualizing the story, we've already there's a part of us that as storytellers, the stories of these people needs to be heard. Pakiramdam namin yung kwento nitong mga characters na nandito, characters that they represent, are stories that will resonate not just dito sa atin sa Pilipinas, but globally. This is a story of and like you said, a critical period in our history. It's a story na hindi dapat natin makalimutan, na dapat marinig nung ating mga kababayan.
I had initially thought, before I came here, I thought it was going to be a documentary. No, but the way you presented the story, it's really a very strong narrative. Why do you want to bring this film to the global audience?
Una po, we believe in the talents of tayo mga Pilipino. We believe na malakas yung ating storytelling. At pakiramdam namin when we were doing this is an opportunity para maipakilala, lalo na yung galing ng ating cast na nandito.
Galing.
The Filipino artist needs to be heard and seen sa global stage. So yun po yung dahilan.
Saan nga ito papalabas?
Yung KC Global and sila po yung in charge ng sales and distribution. I'm sure there will be an announcement soon, but right now parang narinig ko sa sarili ko.
Feedback.
Yun po, there will be an announcement soon, but right now we'd like to parang focus po on the material that we hope you can help us spread. Kung nagustuhan po ninyo, tulungan niyo po kaming ipalaganap yung mensahe ng kwento at yung mga kapuri-puring aspeto ng palabas.
Salamat at kumusta kay Nilo?
Maraming salamat din po, Sir Nestor.
Thank you, Tito Nestor. Next up, we have Tito Bobby Regentina for his 2 questions. Go, Tito Bobby.
Hello, magandang gabi. Sir, what makes Jaguar uniquely Filipino?
Sige po. I think one is the story. It's really yung root po niya is this very unique specific period in our history that I think shaped us kung sino tayo ngayon. Pangalawa, it's Filipino because of, like I mentioned, all the talents that put this show together, from the cast to the crew to everyone involved in the making of this series. Yun po.
And then sir, okay, last question. After watching the series of 6 episodes, ang ganda nung first episode, what is it that you hope the audience carry with them after mapanood nila lahat ng mga episodes?
Ang gusto po sana namin pagkatapos mapanood ng audience yung 6 na episode, magkaroon po ng conversation between those people who see it, kung saan man, kung ano man ang pananaw ninyo, kung nasan man kayo nakatayo sa paniniwala, magkaroon ng pag-uusap, because tingin namin sa pag-uusap, sa conversation na to, dito magkakaroon po ng catharsis, or may matututunan tayo sa isa't isa. Dito magkakaroon ng unawaan, and eventually it can lead to better us. Yun naman ang gusto ng bawat kwentista o storyteller po, maibahagi sa bawat isa sa audience niya yung kwento, mensaheng gusto niyang iabot, at sa pamamagitan ng conversation sa mga nakapanood, mas tataas yung antas ng pag-uusap.
Thank you, Derek. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tito Bobby. Ready na rin po si Tito June Lali para sa kanyang mga katanungan. Nandun po siya sa may gitna po ng cinema.
Yeah, hello. Yeah,
Ay, Tito June, nandito po siya sa
Direct,
gitna po.
Direct Shugo, congratulations,
Thank you
Ian.
po.
Ang ganda.
Maraming salamat.
I'm so proud of the project nyo. No? I was there in Singapore. Nung it launched to sa
Asia TV.
Asian TV film market. Ang bongga. Doon pala, in-introduce nyo to direct, ang dami ng inquiries, di ba? Busy kayo sa kaliwat kanang meetings, di ba? Nakakatuwa na ang dami nagkagusto. And yung partner nyo dito, doon yung nakilala, tama?
Tama po, KC Global. Dito po namin sila, nung nilaunch po namin yung series, KC Global. So, I guess nagustuhan nila.
Yeah.
And we partnered with them. Sila po yung, there are sales and distribution.
Grabe nga yung, yung feedback. Di ba nandun ka, MJ? Remember, nandun tayo?
Yes po.
Di ba?
Punong-puno at pumalampak sila doon sa nung pinalabas at yes.
That time direct, siyempre hindi pa naman ang talaga namin napanood, hindi ba? Nakailang nag-shoot pa lang kayo eh. That time you're still shooting. Feeling ko, hindi ko talaga kasi I'm not into this kind of mga genre. No? Pero nang mapanood ko kanina, oh my gosh, hindi ako makatayo. Ang ganda. Yung pagkakadirect mo, tama nga si Tito Nestor, no? Ang dating din sa akin, at first, baka docu, pero ang ganda, grabe.
Thank you po. Thank you, Sir Jim.
Ian, after watching the first episode, kasi that time, syempre, hindi pa naman talaga buo, di ba? Now, after watching, anong masasabi mo? Anong nararamdaman mo? I'm sure you're very, very proud also.
I'm very proud of this project. Nung una pa lang nabasa ko yung script, hindi ko alam paano namin gagawin nun because of schedule and stuff. Pero I felt I really had to be part of this because we have to tell the story because it's the story of our people and it's a part of our history and our humanity. And ngayong napanood ko, bumabalik sa akin lahat ng emotion ni Father Tom. Because as an actor, parang my job is to go through that life emotionally, at least. And now it brings back memories. So parang mabigat dalhin. Pero yun, sobrang natutuwa ako sa cinematography, sa editing, sa storytelling ni Direk Shugo. And sana maraming makapanood because kwento natin to eh. Tayo to eh. So sana mapanood ng mga taga-ibang bansa din. Kasama dito yung kagandahang asal natin mga Pilipino at yung mga hindi rin magandang parts natin. kasama yun eh. And it raises a lot of questions also. And sabi nga ni Direk Shugo, yun ang gusto natin, to have a conversation about it and hopefully find better ways of doing things and better policies and better systems. So thank you, Tito Jun.
Yeah, pero ngayon pa lang, congratulations. And after tonight's preview, I'm sure with all, kasi talagang positive lahat, no? Nakakaisa. I'm sure very, very positive yung mga maglalabas ng reviews, no? Mas magiging interesado ang mga streaming app with this tong drug war. So ngayon pa lang, congratulations. I'm so happy kasi yung nilaunch nga, part kami nila MJ, nila Gordy sa Singapore, di ba? Yan. Congrats again. Thank you, Derek Lino. Congratulations. Yan. Thank you.
Thank you, Tito Jun!
Thank you, Tito Jun.
Next up, we have Kate Adahar.
Hi, good evening. My question for Jane, Miss Yayo, Ryan, and Joel. Paano niyo kayo nag-prepare for your character, especially yung mga police na alam natin controversial yung involvement dun sa, and noticeably may accent yata.
Sige ako na muna kasi parang preparation, syempre it's really discussing with the whole team. Ano yung vision, it's discussing the script, and syempre yung character ko mismo. Ano yung ipo-portray ko, or ano din yung pinaglalaban mismo ng character ko. Kasi yun yung importante na magampanan ko mabuti. Ayun. Bakit?
In terms of preparation, same with Jane. Siyempre, you have to sit down with Direk Shugo, tapos mahilig kasi ako magtanong, so kailangan tanungin ko para sa being ko. Kailangan ko malaman kung ano ba si Feli, anong pinagagalingan ni Feli, anong problema ni Feli sa family, like yung kanina sa mag-ama niya. So, yun talaga yung preparation. Mental, yung physical, madali na yun eh. Pero, yun lang, that's one thing I like about working with Direk Shugo because it's my second time. Iba kasi si Direk Shugo, siya yung tipo ng director na pababayaan ka niya kasi may tiwala siya sa bawat actor niya. Hindi siya yung nagde-demand, hindi siya nagko-command. Kasi it's one thing also that I like about working with the people in Rain Entertainment, especially si Direk Shugo, kasi yung tiwala nila, binibigay niya sa actor nila. So, ikaw ang bahala kung paano mo siya gagawin, paano ang treatment mo. So, yun pa lang, di ba nakaka-inspire as an actor na alam mo may tiwala sa'yo yung director mo. So, ikaw, nalalaro mo yung character mo. So, tapos, syempre, he's very appreciative of what you do. So, that's super malaking bagay para sa amin lahat. Thank you, Derek.
Okay, so just picking up on what Yayo said also about the flexibility of Direk and working with everyone, that accent, di ba? Nung nabasa naman yung character description, parang may Bisaya accent. Hindi naman, obviously, diba, we're not Bisaya. Pero when we got to the set, when we were gonna shoot the first scene, he could see the awkwardness sa amin ni Joem na parang, okay, so kung awkward kayo mag-Bisaya, let's scrap it na, di ba? Just do it normally. I mean, hindi pa naman tayo nakakashoot ng marami. Okay lang, hindi pa na-establish. Pero the fact that he trusted us with his vision of the character na ito yung, di ba, vision niya, we have to do our part naman as actors and deliver on his vision. So, yeah, it was a big concern. It was fun though. It was new for me kasi I never did anything like that. So, yeah, to the Visayas out there, if I messed up, sensya na po. Sorry, pero we did our best.
Yun, yung parang sinabi din ni Ryan sa kanina. Honestly, sa set, may coach kami. May coach kami na nagtuturo sa amin. So every time na, ngayon, nung first, kung hindi namin kakayanin sa scrap, at least may tutuloy namin ng Tagalog. Pero as sinasabi nga ni Ryan, it's a challenge. Siyempre, pinagkakatiwalaan kami dun sa craft namin ni Direk Shugo ng buong team. So kailangan namin mag-deliver. Parang yun yung challenge for us, sa amin dalawa. syempre aside doon sa intention, objective ng characters, yun nga, yung sa dialect, yung sa intonations namin, may coach naman kami. Tinulungan naman kami ng Rain Entertainment with everything na kailangan namin. Lahat-lahat. So, yeah, basta kilikili namin lahat. Every time na umaarte kami. Kasi, syempre aside dun sa, yun nga yung intensity na binibigay namin ni Ryan, syempre nasa utak din namin, tama ba yung intonation? So, this is just the first episode. Sa mga susunod na episode, I guess, may maririnig na talaga sila na full dialect na Bisaya. So, I'm just happy na to be part of this project, na we took on the challenge, we took on everything, and yeah, hopefully after the 6 episodes, kahit hindi lang ngayon mapag-usapan, sana sa mga susunod na henerasyon mapag-usapan, at yun, nakakatuwa na, uy, nandun yung mukha natin, with the next generation, sa mga anak, sa mga ano natin. So we're just happy. Yun. Yung preparation namin basically.
Salamat.
Thank you.
Last question for Direk Shugo. How much research was done and how much of it is based on reality?
Sa ganito material, we really had to dig deep and do a lot of research. Sa totoo po, parang mga more than a year of basa, interviews, discussions, taking on different POVs. Pero yung parang pinaka-guide namin is really emotional truth. So parang maraming mga characters doon na pinaghalo-halo na from different perspectives, from different stories of victims. Pero yun, iisa yung pinanghahawakan namin. It has to represent the feelings of the people, the characters na nandoon. It's inspired by this event. It's part of our history. So, ganun siya katotoo. Yun po.
Thank you, Direk.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Kate. Next up we have Nikki Wang.
Thank you. Hi, over here. This question can be answered by either Sir Ian or Direk Shugo. Sabi mo, Sir Ian, this series raises so many questions. My question is, does the series intend to answer these questions throughout the series? Because you also mentioned that this is not a political story, but it's a strong social commentary, I must say. So, what's the intention of the series? Will it answer all the questions that it raises in the beginning?
Well, our intention is to show perspectives. For example, from the perspective of Kiko, the character, and the perspective of Father Tom, the character I'm playing, and from the perspective of Jane, iba yung pananaw about about how to fix the drug problem and how to rehabilitate or punish, or and there's a long conversation about it that we have to have as individuals. And depende yun kasi yung ibang tao hindi naman apektado, so they don't care. Yung tao nandun mismo kung saan kami nag-shoot, isa sa mga lugar na totoong nangyari yun, dun sa lugar kung saan kami nag-shoot. And so yung vibe doon, yung makikita mo yung ibang tao na affected by it talaga. And we just as artists and as Direk Shugo, as a storyteller, you want to make propositions and ask questions. Pero we're not there to lecture or to give answers. We're not there to solve problems. We're there to point out different perspectives. And I think that's the intention.
Direk, would you like to add?
Technical po. Tama. The series, was it intended to answer all these questions? But what we hope is that through the drama, people who are nakaka-relate sa kwento can find answers within the series itself. If that makes sense. Dahil dun sa perspektibo na sinasabi ni Sir Ian na perspektibo ng bawat characters. Minsan kasi yung nagka-cloud sa atin, hindi natin nakikita yung perspective ng kabila. So our hope is when you're on the other side and then you see a perspective from the other side, whatever side that is, you find the answer na gumugulo sa isip mo. So and may tiwala kami sa Filipino audience na mapuunawaan yung mga gustong iparating na mensahe dito sa series.
Thank you. And for my final question, kay Sir Ian ulit. I'm very interested in your character, si Father Tom. I just wanted to know, what does your character represent? Is he the conscience of the story? Is he the good side of the story? Is he also a victim of this, the situation he's in?
Well, from my perspective as an actor, hindi ko your questions are more directed to Direk Shugo as a writer. Pero from my perspective, the character, may sarili siyang pinagdaanan, may sarili siyang bias, may sarili siyang mga paniwala, di ba? Na meron din siyang sariling journey na mahirap na pinagdadaanan. Pero tandaan nyo, first episode pa lang to. Kaya I'm so excited to see the following episodes. So Direk, in the essence of the whole story.
Yes, that could put on yung one way or the other, all the characters na mapalad natin dito are all searching for the truth. Whether their own truth o yung truth na pinaniniwalaan nila, challenge nila. Ganon lahat ng characters, Jane's, Harvey's, even si Sir John, marami mga katotohanan yung without either consciously or subconsciously hinahanap nila. If you noticed in the first episode, spoiler, hinahanap niya what happened to his to Kiko, yung sa mga lagan. Gusto niya malaman yung katotohanan ng nangyari doon. But that's also searching for the truth about himself. Was he a good was he a good father figure, mentor? Yun din. And excited din kaming mapanood pa ninyo yung mga susunod na episode because a lot of layer will be revealed sa pagkatao ng bawat characters.
Thank you, Direk, and congratulations.
Salamat.
Thank you, Nikki. Next up, we have Tito Jerry Olea.
Tatanong ko lang sa yung hindi rin nasagot kay Ian from kung paano ka nag-prepare for the role of a priest considering na nanahimik ang gabi, doon ka naman sa kabilang side, sa kapulisan, ngayon dito ka naman pare. Paano mo pinaghandaan?
Nung they offered the role to me and I read the script, and I'm so always looking forward to working with Direk Shugo, Direk Lino, and because the whole team, parang actor's paradise ang production na to. I mean, no kidding. Because from the actual set, from the quality of materials, the quality of story, to the quality of our lives while we're shooting, napaka-sarap na experience. And yun si Direk Shugo nga, hindi kanya tuturuan kung anong gagawin mo, hindi niya sasabihin sa'yo kung anong, hindi kanya tuturuan umarte or anything. Sasabihin niya sa'yo kung saan yung pinanggagalingan mo emotionally. And then he gives you that kind of freedom. So tulad ng sinasabi ni Siayo, nakaka-inspire as an actor because lalo nang gagawin yung homework mo, lalo nang you try to live that experience, even emotionally, you try to live that life. And sa akin, ibang-ibang kasi yung perspective. For example, yun, yung location na pinupuntahan namin. If I go there, as me, as Ian, iba yung makikita ko. Ang hahanapin ko, saan ba may privacy na pwedeng umupo o ganyan. Iba yung tinitignan ko. Pag pumunta ako doon as a different character in my head, for example, a different character, iba rin yung nakikita ko. Pero as Father Tom, parang nandun kayo nakikita mo yung mga nakikita ko yung nakikita ni Father Tom. Nakikita mo yung yearning for spiritual growth ng isang lugar, at makikita mo yung mga maliliit na bagay na napaka-importante sa kanila, na nakakaano ng puso. And yun, I think, the character that I'm playing, si Father Tom, that's what he's searching for, compassion. And, pero he's not there yet. Kasi marami rin siyang struggles, inner struggles sa sarili niya. So, I don't know if I answered your question properly, pero hindi ako analytical about attacking a role. Gusto ko yun, dumadaan ako doon emotionally and live through it talaga.
Ramdam naman namin kahit nung pasanahimik.
Salamat.
Doon naman sa akin na Jane Pinayayo. Yung tanong din sa'yo kanina, anong naramdaman ninyo nung mapanood itong first episode? Nakaramdam mo kayo ng galit, stress, or what?
Second time ko na itong napanood, so I'm lucky na napanood ko na siya for a second time. And, oo naman, syempre, kasi ang dami mong nababalikan, and then aalala, and grabe rin yung nakaka-stress din naman talaga kasi sobrang jam-packed, isang episode pa lang yun. So what more, yung mga susunod pa na episodes na talagang lahat ng mga buhay nila talagang hihimayin palalo. So, kung na-stress kayo dito, ay naku, marami pang parating.
Ako, first time ko napanood to, tapos syempre one episode lang, pero excited ako kasi marami pang ibang episodes. Tama sinabi ni Direk, marami pang layers na ma-reveal dito. Marami pang characters na lalabas dito. Yun ako excited kasi sa first episode pa lang, alam na may idea na tayo, di ba, kung ano tong story na to. Pero yung saan kaya to pupunta, yun yung exciting dun. Tsaka, it's always, for me based on my personal experience, para sa akin, paggawa ng Rain, sabi ko nga pangalawang beses ko na tumagtrabaho sa kanila, lagi siyang, parang understatement, sabihin lagi siyang maganda. Kasi marami naman magandang material, magandang proyekto. Pero kasi, speaking for like, sa pinanggaling kong Bagman, I'm sure alam niyo naman kung gaano kaganda yung series na yun. As in talagang maganda. Kasi ito another Direk Sugo na, alam mo na maganda to, at hindi lang to maganda, pero kasi may aral din dito. At saka tama nga yung sinasabi nga namin, ibang storya to, ibang narrative to, kasi kwento to na nating mga Pilipino, ng mga kababayan natin. So it's something that we should really look forward to, something na exciting and something na dapat maging aware tayo. Kasi tayo to dito yun sa bansa natin.
Also question?
Same question.
This was my first time seeing it. So, I'm drawn in to all the characters. Kasi, di ba, with it being part of our history, even though all of these characters are fictional, some part of this could have happened during any point in our history, di ba? When it was actually happening, anything in this series could have actually happened without us knowing. So talagang I'm drawn into the characters, I'm drawn into their interactions with everyone, and it's just, wala akong masabi actually. It's my first time to see it, and I'm like, wow, parang I'm just absorbing everything, and wala akong masabi talaga. Ano ako dyan?
Ano ba? First time ko din mapanood. Ang pwede ko lang masabi is, ang immersive kasi nung first episode. Parang feeling ko, andun ako sa loob nararamdaman ko yung doon na ako sa loob. Pero yung as a viewer, parang parang naka-VR. Alam mo yun, yung parang kasama ka na gumagalaw sila, parang naaamoy mo yung part ng mundo na naaamoy mo yung baho ng kanal doon sa lugar, na nararamdaman mo yung kapayapaan yung kay Father Tom, sa kay Kiko, ay parang more than yung, ito yung nararamdaman ko para sa akin, more than yung sa emotions, parang kasama ka din ni Father Tom sa ni Kiko na nakaupo ka doon, tapos nakikinig ka sa kanila. Tapos pag naghahabulan na kasama ka na, nararamdaman mo na kasama ka din sa hinahabol. Parang para sa akin yun yung nararamdaman ko for the first time na napanood ko siya. Parang immersive yung para sa akin na term. Kasi kagat na kagat yung emosyon, yung shots, parang perspective mo. So, I guess yun yung nagawa ni Direk Shugo for this first episode in the series. And hopefully, yan, sa mga susunod, kasi hindi ko pa nakikita yung second hanggang sixth episode. Sana ganun yung feeling na parang hihingaling ka din sa huli. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next question will be coming from Melba Llanera.
Good evening po. Ang questions ko lang, kasi di ba ang show business, kasi tayo pamilya, parang we're treating brothers and sisters in this business. Ano lang reaction nyo, kasi nabanggit yung listahan. Nung lumabas yung balita before, na may mga nasa listahan na taga-show business. Do you feel natakot ba kayo sa mga kapatid natin sa industry? Kinabahan ba kayo? Bakit may mga sinasabing pangalan na kasama sa listahan ng mga artista, director, pati siya rin actually na, at that time?
Pinabalikan ko kung ano yung reaction ko sa listahan. Syempre, during the time, curious, hindi malinaw. I was curious, I didn't know what it meant. Was this true? Was this not? So yun, maraming questions, I guess. Isa yun sa mga I guess one of the elements na nandito sa series. But that list is parang yung pag pinag-usapan yung listahan. It's part of that history nung time na yun. It's not there to pinpoint or magturo ng tao, but you can't you can't help but be a part of the story, yung listahan.
Sir Ian, kayo po, ano pong reaction niyo?
Ako, I mean, during that time, I was never involved with drugs. Pero, pag ganung time, it's like witch hunt na may listahan, nakakatakot kasi baka yung mga anak mo, mga pamangkin mo, mga mahal mo sa buhay, mapagkamalan, or yung ganun. So, it was a difficult time. It was a scary time when that was happening.
Yun talaga yung nakita natin dun sa pilot episode na nakaka-relate rin talaga tayo in general that we mirrored in the pilot episode, of course, of drug war. Thank you very much, Ate Melba. The next up we have J.M. Bueno.
Okay, Direk, actually, I'd like to point my question to you about what we watched earlier. You're telling us that some of it's fiction, some of it's true. The stats that I saw there was that's scary for any person to see, because those are bodies.
34 deaths a day.
Those are thousands of bodies, thousands of people that.
34 deaths a day.
What part of that is true?
Yeah, the numbers yun, Gal, totoo yun. Corrales is fictional. It's a fictional town.
Yeah.
But it's based on another town, same numbers. So
the
numbers are true.
Based on
It's based on statistics. But the Corrales is a fictional town.
Okay. And I'd like to commend you on the camera angles. You know, the reason I'm saying this because I felt the same thing that
Parang naaamoy mo yung
yeah, Mr. Eigenman actually told us earlier. Was that something that you wanted to do, and why that particular like technique?
Kasama ko dun sa our cinematographer, si Direk Mosey.
Mhm.
Si Mosey, he was part of conceptualizing yung kung paano namin ito atakihin. That's the word, immersive. That's what we wanted. Because one of the intention is, if we do this, we have to be, to give justice to the time. Para rin dun sa kwento ng mga victims.
Sir, may ano ba to sa mga first-person shooter games? Yung ganun. Kasi parang it's something that I also feel when I'm playing games.
Yes, kaya parang may computer.
Yeah.
Parang it's a nod. Ayan. Yung intention kasi really is to bring the audience into the time, into the place. Para dun sa, yun nga, parang mga iba na parang hindi alam yung nangyari dito. They get to see, they get to feel what was.
Siguro my last question is for the policemen. Okay. Hindi naman sa nilalagay ko kayo sa pedestal, but when you're doing things like these, like an anti-hero, so may say, hindi, kumbaga, kahit na anti-hero kayo, meron kayong emotional depth na nararamdaman sa characters niyo. Is that something that's innate to you, or did you have to learn that?
Well, I guess, diba? Everybody's familiar with the always kontrabida Eigenman, diba? I guess eternally the eternal bad guy. Yeah, you're right. Kasi diba, usually the villains or the antagonists are labeled as heartless, no emotion, parang they're just there to
mechanical in some
they're just there
sense.
to fuck things up, diba?
Mhm.
Throw a monkey wrench in the system of the good guy. Diba? So, I guess through the years na rin of being a bad guy to continue getting work in this industry is you have to be a bad guy in many different ways. You have to be a bad guy in different levels. You can't just be all rawr. Dapat minsan meron rin konting rawr. So I guess that's it. Basically, it's just learning how to be through the years. Just learning how to be a bad guy in different ways because that's how I've been known. That's, I guess, most of the work that I've been getting. So I don't want to give them the same bad guy all the time. Kasi okay na yung pabago-bago ng bida, okay rin yung kontrabida. Okay na yan. So, pero I'll give a different kontrabida every time.
And John?
Yeah, oo. Paano ba natin alin dun sa characters? Every time kasi, for me, parang blank canvas ako pumasok sa isang role. So, doon lang nakakaroon ng kulay kapag ginagawa ko na yung part na nalaman ko na, ito yung blue, red, parang may color na siya, nakakaroon siya ng color hanggang sa mabuo mo habang ginagawa mo yung buong process of acting. And I guess for me, doing a bad guy, lagi siya may work. Pero para sa akin, siguro yung years of work, naisip ko, may pinaglalaban din ako may kailangan din ako, kaya ganito yung ginagawa ko sa isang istorya. Kumbaga, parang sabi din ni Ian, direct perspective siya Ito yung perspective nila sa story, ito yung perspective ko. Baka sa akin, hindi natin alam sa mga susunod na episode, baka napipilitan lang pala ako. Pero kailangan kong gawin. Ito yung perspective ko na baka para sa pamilya ko pala kaya ako ginagawa to. Alam naman natin na complex ang isang tao, ang isang human being. Kumbaga, minsan yung iba kumakapit sa patalim, minsan yung iba dumidikit sa mga taong kapangyarihan para maging mabuhay sila, para maging protektado sila. May mga ganun para lang mabuhay ka. So, this is my perspective doing, kunyari yung character ko with this one. Parang, may kailangan ako para sa sarili ko, para doon sa pamilya ko, parang gano'n. So, it's a perspective thing. Sila may pinoprotektahan, ako din may pinoprotektahan, ito may pinoprotektahan. So, nagka-clash lang talaga kami within the story. So, I guess yung sinasabi nila, doon magkakaroon ng discussion. Sino, kung wala naman tama, walang mali, lahat ng naman ng paniniwala natin, kumbaga sa baraha sa poker, latag natin lahat yan, sino mananalo. Pero hindi natin alam. It's a discussion na pwede mangyari throughout this generation, the next generation. So yun. I guess yun, doing a villain thing, ayoko siya tawagin na villain kasi as a character, as a person, doing kahit fictitious siya, may pinaglalaban
Sa
siya.
utak ng kontrabida, tama pa rin yung ginagawa.
Oo, yan. Yeah. Yun lang. Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much.
Thank you, JM. Sadly, we have time for one more question from the press. It is coming from Ito Ang Tondo, Tito Morley Alinio.
Hello, magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Ayan. Finale na ba?
Yes.
The last question ko lang. Killer question.
Related to
Ako
the,
ay
ano,
taga-Tondo.
Oo.
At sa Tondo naganap ang may pinakamaraming bilang na tinokhang. Saksi ako ng tokhangin ng isang bata habang nagbabalat ng bawang na hindi naman siya ang adi, pero siya ang pagkamalan. Halos linggo-linggo, meron sa Tondong nakaburol. Meron dyan na itinali sa poste, pag-ising namin sa umaga, nagkakagulo na kami, tinokhang. Question.
Ayos sa context. Yun ang framing. Context. Yun ang context.
Question, Greg. Nagbigay po ba kayo ng sa kapulisan? Nagpaalam po ba kayo? Meron po ba kayong ibinigay na, kumbaga parang bawat episode po ba kailangan ipakita sa mga kapulisan at sa mga simbahan dahil ito ay tatalakay hindi lamang sa personal na buhay ng mga taong natokhang. Ito ay sasalamin din sa buhay ng ating batas, pati na ng relihiyon. Pakisagot.
Ano po, kasama po dun sa sinabi ko po kanina na sa pananaliksik sa research po namin, kumausap din po kami sa perspective ng kapulisan. Pinakinggan po namin yung sa perspektibo nila, paano nila ginagawa yung operation, ano yung mga challenges, ano yung mga nuances nung polisiya, and papunta sa execution, sa lahat. Sinama po namin dun sa kwento, so naniniwala po kami na talakay namin yung aspeto na yon through the characters, sa character ni Jane, nila Ryan and Joem. Yun po. Sa parte naman po ng simbahan, ganoon din. May nagpumausap din po kami ng pare para sa character ni Sir Ian. And yun po yung mga perspectives na pinagbangga-bangga namin sa kwento. Isa pong naging parang guide o gabay namin is huwag silang tingnan bilang mga institusyon, hindi bilang mga tao na kumikilos dito sa panahon na to. Doon po namin piniling tingnan sila. Kasi pag tingnan po namin sila bilang institusyon, bilang ganito, nagkakaroon napipaint na po agad ng biases. Pero pagkatao po natin sila tinignan, mas nandun yung humanity, and yun yung gusto po namin ilabas na sa kwento.
Hindi po yun ang talagang tanong ko.
Last question.
hindi pa po yun ang tanong ko.
Okay.
Ang tanong ko, ang series na ito ay sasalamin sa buhay ng mga Pinoy. Pero bago niyo sagutin ang unang pagkatatanong ko, detalye muna po. Kailan po? May platform na po ba? Ang inyo po bang episode na ito? Nasagot nga, hindi ko po narinig. Kailan po at saan po? Nasagot na lang. So sasabihin mo sa akin. Okay, eto na yung tanong. Pero baka muna tayo dyan, no? Siya tawa ng tawa, oh. Iyan ang pogi pa rin. Okay, question ko sa inyo dalawa. Kay Ian. Ian, habang ginagawa mo ang proyektong ito, gaano kadalas ang minsan, Diyos, gaano pumasok sa puso mo ang role mo bilang isang pare na tumutulong sa mga adik? At nagkaroon ka na ba ng experience na makatulong sa isang drug addict?
Wala akong experience sa droga. Pero marami akong nakakasama, nakakatrabaho, na lahat may kwento. Kung hindi sila mismo personally, meron silang mga naging biktima nung time na yan. And mabigat talaga eh, mabigat sa puso, mabigat dalhin. So, pag pumapasok ako as the character of Father Tom, dala ko lahat yun. Hindi lang yun sa storya namin, kundi yung mga personal na mga kwento. And mabigat sa akin, mabigat sa dibdib ko. And siyempre bilang mahal ko ang Pilipinas, nagdudugo ang puso ko. Pag naaalala ko yung mga ganung kwento at pag nakikita ko yung mga pangyayari na ganun sa mga kapwa Pilipino natin. And sana yun nga, ang target naman natin dito is the global market. And we have our own way of telling a story. Napaka-unique na storyteller ni Direk Sugo. Yun nga yung napaka-immersive. Very specific siya sa lighting, sa cinematography, sa editing, sa music, sa ganyan. So, I think all of us are proud to showcase this to the rest of the world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat
Thank
po.
you, Tito Marlon.
Hello, Graham. Hello, my friend.
Wrap it up, Tito Marlon.
Ah,
Kasi photo op na.
Oh, yeah.
Ayan, maraming salamat po sa lahat na nanood ng Advanced Clean Drug War, A Conspiracy of Silence. Palakpakan naman po natin ang cast and of course the creatives behind this amazing show. And at this time, ito na po, I invite everybody, of course, the cast and Direk Sugo to